What's up, everybody? Welcome back to All New York Sports Talk. In today's video, we're going to be discussing David Quinn's firing and along with all his three assistant coaches as well. But Quinn was fired from the Rangers after 3 seasons with the team, and he coached 208 games, and he went 96, 87, and 25 with the Rangers in 3 seasons. And he was originally hired from Boston University. After 5 years there, he coached. He went 105, 69, and 21 at BU. And the assistant coaches that were fired along with Quinn were David Oliver, Greg Brown, and Jacques Martin. Probably said that wrong, but yeah,
Jacques Martin.
Jacques Martin. Yeah, how did I mess that up? And Benoit Allaire stayed, the goalie coach. He's obviously going to stay because he's done so much with our goalies. Henrik Lundqvist and Igor. He deserves
Ronta, Cam Talbot, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. So, but I'm surprised about Martin because, like, the defense was very good with this year, and I feel like he was a big reason for that.
But, he was. The defense improved. A penalty kill as well, especially. I believe we were top 10 in penalty kill. I have it over here. 8th, yeah, and
it dropped because of injuries, but it was very good.
Yeah, towards the end of the season, they were allowing more power play goals, but we finished with the 8th or 9th. This had 9th. I don't know if it updated, probably because I did this before.
Mm-hmm.
And then around 12th in goals against. I mean, that could have changed too. So around there, top 15 in penalty kill and goals allowed, which is a significant improvement. And also in the top half in shots allowed, last year they were the worst team. They allowed well over 30 shots a game, and then this year they were in the top 15. So they increased there. Though the last few games of the season they were getting badly outshot by the Caps and Bruins. But we had a bunch of rookies and young guys that out there. Really, our full lineup was not out there, so that made sense. But the defense was improved this year. There were issues, of course. But I was interested in that he was also let go. But at the same time, Jury probably wants his new head coach to choose his own staff. Allaire, of course, is going to stay. You don't fire a coach like that. He's been great with our goaltending and developing. Lundqvist was the big one when he came in as a 7th-round pick, and he just had a good connection with Allaire. And then in addition to Lundqvist, you have Talbot and Ronta and so many goalies. Igor and Georgiev, et cetera, et cetera. So he's done a great job in that regard. So he's, of course, going to stay. But as for the other coaches, they're moving on. David Quinn is gone. I believe this was the right move. Quinn, he didn't do terrible with us. You can't be, all asking for a lot because, we came in here really to develop the young guys and be a transition coach. He wasn't going to be here to oversee the full product. And in James Dolan's eyes, the rebuild is over, and this team needs to win now. It's been 4 years without the playoffs, 3 years since the letter came out of, rebuilding years and drafting and developing guys. So next year is the year we have to make the playoffs, and the players know it. Like Ryan Strome in an exit meeting, he said that message has been sent and received. We've just got to get into the playoffs, and that's not just that's not the goal. Just the goal. It's the expectation. They have to make the playoffs. We can't waste another year of Artemi Panarin, and it's going to be his 3rd year. We got to get in the playoffs.
Players are getting older.
Exactly. Zibanejad, those are key pieces, and, they're getting close to 30. Panarin, I believe he's going to be 30 soon. So
he's 28, 29, probably.
Yeah, he's going to be 30 soon. So, but, at the same time, Panarin, he only came in the league in 2015, 16. So he's got a long time. I'm not worried about him, but you want to be safe. So it was the right move. We're going to get in a veteran, experienced coach here. We'll talk about some of the top candidates and who we'd like to see, but yeah.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I think Quinn, this is a comparison for me. He reminds me of Kenny Atkinson for the Nets. They brought him in to develop their players. I know it's 2 different sports, but I get that connection a little bit because they moved on from him when they were ready to win, and I feel like the Rangers are doing that too. They're gonna get
Hmm.
they're gonna like this offseason is gonna be focused on winning now. They're gonna get a veteran coach, like you said. They're gonna free agency is gonna be bringing in veteran players, maybe aggressive moves for stars and stuff, like just veteran players. They want to win next year, make the playoffs, and yeah, some candidates they are looking at. There's actually one right now that was confirmed. The Rangers want to interview is Gerard Gallant, former Knights coach, Panthers coach. He's an experienced guy. I think he's my favorite guy for the job. But they're gonna look at a lot of guys: Torts, Claude Julien, Bruce Boudreau, maybe. Probably
Bob Hartley,
yeah. There's a
Mike
lot of
Babcock. There's a lot of experienced coaches out there that will look into. But I think Gallant's the clear number one choice already. The Rangers requested to interview him because
yep.
he's still under contract technically for Vegas, even though he's not their coach anymore. He's still under contract for this year, so they had to request um, an interview.
Is that your number one guy as well?
Yeah, I really want him.
Me
What he
too.
did with Vegas in that first year,
That's
you know,
impressive.
it's incredible how he took a team and expand. It wasn't like the team relocated. No, it was an expansion team. Now, the expansion rules, were different than in previous expansion. So the Vegas they were able to get better players and how everything worked out. So they did get more skilled guys. But at
Hmm.
the same, bringing in one guy from each team and bringing them together and then making that into a cup team, almost a cup. Western Conference Final. Western Conference Championship and almost a cup. That's pretty incredible. And then Florida wasn't that bad either, and they just fired him. So
You,
I mean, Joe Quenneville got on the market, so they wanted to maybe get him. But Gallant, I think he'd be a great choice for head coach, and hopefully we end up getting him. There's other teams out there that are going to be looking for head coaches: the Sabres, the Coyotes, and the Blue Jackets, among others. But I think Gallant's the clear number one choice. Other candidates, as we mentioned, we didn't even mention Tortorella, who was obviously a previous head
he's
coach for
up
the
there.
Rangers. He was let go, well, mutually parted ways with the Blue Jackets. I just don't know if he's going to fit the system, that the
Agreed.
Rangers currently have right now. He's more of he's a tough coach. He would be great for putting some sense back into the Rangers and making them, a more physical team again and making them, more fearful and more defensive minded. But I think the Rangers have advanced a little bit past that. Now we do need to focus on getting tougher, but I
Mhm.
think they'd rather move on from that and try to get Gallant type.
I have I have more concerns with Torch than like positives. Like I like how he gets his player. He gets the best out of his players, but I also don't like his attitude. I don't like how he just benches a player. Say he'd bench like Kako or something if he did something like a one
Exactly.
man
So
play
I
for a
don't
whole
know
game
how
or
the
something.
relationships will work with the younger guys. He does
Panarin did better without
the
him. There's
patience.
that.
Yeah, that's true. The patience. I don't know if he'd have as much patience. And I mean, you're not going to want a coach that's just going to, be too lenient, but you also want him to have a little
He's
patience.
just
Like,
freaking
David Quinn
ruthless.
really didn't give, our top young guys that much of a chance when you're putting guys like Colin Blackwell on the first line, when you have people like, Capo Caco, Alexi Lafreniere, they should be on the first and second line. I like Colin Blackwell as a player. I think he was a great move. He's like our new Jesper Fast type player. But
He low key
you have
fell.
got you have young guys like Kako and Kratsov and Lafreniere. They got to be playing on those top lines to get that experience instead of Blackwell. Come on.
No, yeah. I hope that whoever they bring in does that. I think they will play the young guys over guys like that. But yeah, the Rangers literally cleared house, so it's gonna be a crazy offseason. I think I heard that the Rangers want to get this done before June, maybe. But I also saw they're gonna wait till the Canes get eliminated or after the
Oh
playoffs.
yeah, because that's what I also was going to mention.
Bring
Their
them.
head coach Rod Brindamore, um, Well, he's likely to go back there,
Yeah.
but there's some, speculation like if things go south, that the Rangers could jump in there and talk with Brindamore. So he's done great with Carolina.
He's
He
a
was,
good coach.
he wasn't he was a former player, but he wasn't a head coach until he was hired by Carolina. But he's done great there. So he's definitely an option as well, though it's kind of unlikely that he'll become the coach, considering he's probably going to return to Carolina. But if things, like I said, go south, if they don't work out, then he'll be in the Rangers' radar. But they're not going to go. They're not going to be, super slow. But they're not going to take this too fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big hire. They're going to make sure
Yep.
they find the right guy. They're going to go through the interview process, and they're all going to talk about Chris Drury. This is going to be his first hire as GM. This is going to be a big move, and the offseason is going to be huge. And so it's got to be the right hire and to set us in the right direction for the future.
I got full trust in Drury. I think
Me too.
every day that goes on and the things he says, I'm starting to like him a lot. Like
Oh, I agree.
I think he's gonna have us in a good spot next year to win. To get back to the
Yeah,
playoffs, hopefully.
for sure.
But yeah, think we mentioned everything. Unless you got anything else.
Um,
Trying to.
I have this. Here was one of the statements. Well, the statement that Drew made. I would like to thank David Quinn, David Oliver, Jack Martin, and Greg Brown for all their efforts and the dedication of the Rangers. I wish each of them the best in their future endeavors. We will begin our search for a new head coach immediately,
Ooh.
which adds up to requesting to interview Gallant. They want to get right on top of that, especially with other teams. Also
Yep.
looking for head coaches. They don't want to lose out on their top. He's probably their top candidate, so they don't want to lose out on him. They'll interview him. They'll talk to other guys as well. But if they feel like Gallant is the right guy for them, then he'll be hired. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope he becomes the coach, and I think he
Me
could
too.
do really well with us. We need to take this big step next year and make the playoffs, and I think he'd be the perfect guy to do it.
Tom Thibodeau 2.0, but for the Rangers.
Oh, imagine.
I
Speaking of the Knicks, big win tonight. A big win. Yeah, today was what's today? Wednesday night against the
yeah,
Spurs. We got to do a video on the Knicks too, clinching the playoffs. We haven't even talked about.
we got a lot of content coming out too soon.
A
Just
lot
got
of
to get
stuff
this.
happening in New York sports.
Yup. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like, sub to the channel, and share it around. All right.
Yes. Thank you guys for watching.
Catch you guys in the next video.
Peace.
Peace.